What's up? This is Stu Schaefer, and I'm about to explain how to get rid of cravings for good. Kiss them goodbye. Okay, so first I'm going to give you the reasons you have cravings, and then I'm going to go over 4 specific things you can do right now after watching this that get rid of cravings once and for all. Now, I'll tell you, when my clients work with me, I can't tell you how many of them tell me, oh my gosh, Stu, you don't know me. I have the worst sweet tooth, the cravings all day long. I just have cravings. I've always had cravings. I'm one big walking craving, okay? And then when they start doing things correctly, they go, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. My cravings are gone, okay? And I'll give you a perfect example of one of my clients who swore that she would never be able to avoid sugar and sweets because her cravings were nonstop all the time. Her name's Sarah, and lo and behold, when she started eating correctly and doing the 4 things I'm about to share with you, her cravings vanished, and you can see how much weight she lost in just 12 weeks. She was able to burn off so much body fat and never had another craving again because she understood, she learned how to do this. All right, so what causes cravings to begin with? Well, number 1 is calorie restriction. So the typical method of dieting and losing weight is to restrict calories. And this always causes cravings, causes you to feel tired, causes irritability, and it's only a matter of time before people cheat and they gain the weight back. If you know how to do it right and you've looked and seen some of my other episodes, you will know that you do not have to cut calories to lose weight. In fact, that's the worst way to lose weight. The correct way, you can reference this episode, okay? The correct way is really creating the right chemical reactions in the body. We're going to talk about some of that today. Now, the next reason for cravings is when you have really low blood sugar. Now, this happens 2 ways. One way is you actually eat sugar and it causes a blood sugar spike, and then your body releases insulin, but it releases so much that it clears out too much of the glucose, and then you get this blood sugar dip, and then you get the cravings, okay? Now, this can also happen if you go too long without eating. And it can also happen if you're doing low-carb diets, okay? What happens now is you're not eating any carbs, and your blood sugar tends to run very low, and this can really cause a lot of cravings. These are all physical. Okay, but if you look at number 3, that's the emotional craving. Now, this can happen many different ways. It could be a trigger, something that when you get upset or stressed or frustrated or something like that, you automatically get these cravings. This is a neural pathway that has been developed maybe since you were a kid. Maybe when you were little, when something bad happened, your parents gave you a treat to make you feel better, and pretty soon, now anytime something bad happens, you automatically want that treat. So that's the emotional. Number 4 is it's habitual. It's just a habit. Okay, you're sitting there watching TV, or you go to the movies, or after dinner you're used to having a dessert. There's some sort of habit that you've developed over the years that spikes a craving. These are more mental or emotional triggers. Okay, now the last one is a vitamin deficiency. You're lacking some sort of a vitamin or mineral or nutrient. Like we talked about earlier with the carbs, that could be it. But it could be a vitamin or mineral. You're low on iron, or you're low on zinc or something like that. Well, unfortunately, our bodies, they're sophisticated. We're not sophisticated enough to understand the messages they're sending us. So instead of saying, oh, geez, I'm low in zinc, I need to go get some zinc, we say, oh gosh, I've got a hankering for some potato chips, or man, I really want a cookie right now or something. And oftentimes that's the result of a vitamin or mineral deficiency. So let's talk about how to fix cravings and get rid of them once and for all. We're going to go over 4 ways to do that. Now, the first way to stop cravings is stop doing calorie-restricted diets. Stop counting calories. Stop trying to lower your calories to lose weight. Again, that's the worst way to do it. Now, if you want, you should reference my other episodes all about what you should do instead of counting calories or restricting calories. Way better for the body, way easier. When you count calories and restrict calories, not only do you get cravings, but you wreck your body. You really slow down your metabolism. You can cause your thyroid to drop. It's very unhealthy, and it almost always results in gaining the weight back, which most people, if you're watching this, you're probably familiar with, okay? So stop restricting calories to lose weight. That is step number one. Step number two is a tapping technique. This will address numbers 3 and 4, which is the emotional craving or the habitual craving, the mental side of things. There's something called EFT, or the emotional freedom technique, and it's tapping in a series of points in your body. And we can go over a basic one on this episode, but really what it is you tap a certain number of places in your body in different points, and it'll reduce or eliminate that neuro pathway that's causing the mental craving, okay? So I'll give you a basic tapping series right now. So you want to first start by tapping on the side of your hand, on the pinky side, okay? Kind of the meat of your hand. So just outside your palm, below your pinky. Okay, you start there, and when you have a craving, and you're thinking about the craving, okay? Then what you want to do is you want to do under the eye. You tap with 1 or 2 fingers, maybe 10, 15 taps right under your eye. It doesn't matter which one. Then you want to tap under your armpit, kind of where you have that protruding rib. You tap there, okay? And then you go back under the eye, and then you would tap in the collarbone. Okay, there's like right below the collarbone, there's a little fleshy part, you would tap there. Okay, and then once you do that sequence of 4, and you could do it slightly different. You could do the collarbone, then under eye, underarm, back to the collarbone. That's a pretty good one too. Either of those will work. Once you do that, now what you want to do is you want to tap on the back of your hand between the pinky knuckle and the ring finger knuckle, down the top of the hand, right here, the back of your hand. You tap there. Now, while you're tapping there, you want to do a couple of things. First, you tap with your eyes open. Then you close your eyes and keep tapping. Then you open your eyes again, okay? Then you look down to the left. Then you look down to the right. You're tapping the whole time. Okay, and then you hum a little bit, a couple of bars. La, 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 la. Okay, then you count to 5 or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you hum a little bit again. La, 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 la. Okay, now, once you've done that, you're going to repeat the first sequence. So maybe you go collarbone, under eye, underarm, collarbone, and that's it. Takes a minute, and it totally flattens the craving out. Okay, so that's something you can do. Now, if you're out and about in public, and some of my clients have done this, they're in line at the grocery store and they see the donut right there, and they do this tapping and they say, I'm sure everyone thought it was weird, but it worked, I didn't even want it anymore. Sometimes this is what you need to do to get rid of these mental cravings. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3 way to get rid of cravings is you've got to understand and you've got to start combining the right foods at each meal. I say this a lot on my different episodes, and everyone always asks, so what are these combinations? Gosh, it's so specific to each individual. Then I get the comments of, well, then why are you even mentioning it in your episodes and when you talk? And it's because you need to know about this. But really, it's like if you have a medical problem, you go see a medical professional. Same with this. You need to see someone who understands this. Not a lot of people do, by the way. Because when you combine the right foods at each meal, you're going to flood your body with all of the nutrients it needs in the correct proportions, which is going to do 2 things. Number 1, it's going to cause all the right chemical reactions that will fire up your metabolism and literally force your body to burn fat. This is especially important in menopause. But number 2, it's going to cut the cravings because you'll have supplied your body with everything in the right proportions. And this is a bit individualized, but you really need to understand this. Food is way more complex than calories in, calories out. We're just getting a certain number of macros. And now the experts or the influencers are saying, well, just get a certain amount of protein and then the rest of your calories, doesn't matter where they come from. What are you, nuts? Of course it matters. Of course it matters. So you got to get the right combinations. And when you eat the right food at the right time, in the right combination, you're going to burn fat. Your energy is going to be super high. Say goodbye to brain fog, say goodbye to cravings, and when you do it right, you're actually going to heal and strengthen your body and your metabolism. This is really the key to keeping the weight off then after. So that's number 3. Now the last one, number 4. This is to correct nutrition deficiencies. Is you really want to get a good multivitamin. The problem with most multivitamins is they're not very good. If a vitamin is in liquid form, gummy form, or hard tablet form, those generally don't absorb very well at all. You want something that's either in a capsule, it's a powder inside of a capsule, or the straight powder. And the reason for that is you're going to get full absorption, and if you do the powder, you're going to get instant absorption. Now the benefit to the powder over the capsule is with the powder, you can actually put it under your tongue and get it right into your bloodstream. Now, the vitamin I've talked about before, and I use specifically, personally, and that I recommend to all my friends and family and clients is called Sport Formula. And we're going to go ahead and put a link here for you. And if you use the code, I'm going to provide a code here, you get 10% off. It's a great vitamin, it's very healthy, and the guy who makes them, his name's Jimmy, he's a great guy, and he's really done a lot of research on it. So that, when you take that multivitamin, will fill in any nutrient deficiency gaps, which will cut the cravings too. Okay, now we're going to splash up 2 videos. One is all about the food combinations. So you're going to want to go there and check that out. And the other one is all about different alternatives other than cutting calories to lose weight and burn off body fat so you don't make those mistakes. So you're going to want to check out those 2 videos, and I'll see you over there. All right, I hope this was helpful. Take care.